Welcome back to a video here on the second channel. We have a new snapshot out. It is 18W50A. You can go and check that out over on the main channel. There'll probably be a link to it in the description box down below. So if you missed it, make sure you watch it. There are a whole bunch of new villagers. How many was it in total? Is it 84? I can't quite remember. There are 7 different types of villagers based on what biome they're in. And then there are 12 different types of villagers based on what trades they have. So 7 times 12 is the amount of new villagers. And what I did is I created a function file. So let's go and run that. It is a wall of villager, like there. Bam! And now we have a wall of villagers. Pretty cool, right? Yes. Now, if you wanted to know how to do something like this yourself, then I will show you in this video. And I think the amount of times this would be useful, not so much, but learning the lesson of how to do something like this could actually be really useful for other things. So I don't know, I'm going to show you how this is done. So it all starts off in Notepad++ with the command that we're going to execute in the game. So a function file is what we'll save what we're creating here as, and it's simply going to execute all of the commands inside of here one after the other. So think of this like a single command in a command block or a line of chat. I can copy and paste this and then it will do the same action 3 times over. Now the trick here is to be able to change little details one to the next to get them to spawn in different positions, etc, etc. So what I'm actually going to do is start off by deleting that, and the first thing we need to do is get a list of all of the different professions, which is specified in this part here. Okay, there we go. All of the professions are in. We have the cartographer, the toolsmith, and the letter starts over here and it ends over there. That's the farmer. Then we have the cleric, the earth worker. No, that's actually the leather worker, isn't it? Let's modify that quickly and zoom in, and now it's all on the same line, which really helps. Anyway, what we want to do is get these to not all spawn in the same spot. This is going to execute from where the player is, and we have these squiggly lines, so we put a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, and one by one each of these commands is now going to spawn that villager over to the side of the other one by an increment of 1 block each time, and I think that's all of them. So that is the desert villager. Now we want to do the same thing again for the next type of villager. We're going to actually copy all of these into a new tab, and then what we do is press Ctrl F, and we want to change desert to something different. So we use the find and replace tool. Let's change desert to what's already been typed, which is jungle. If we click on replace all, you'll see here 12 occurrences were replaced. Now there are 12 different villager types, that means it's all been done successfully. The next thing we want to do though is make it so these don't spawn on top of the previous ones that we looked at. So this little squiggly line right here is going to be useful to us. What we're actually going to do is not just do squiggly 2, because it will pick up a different squiggly 2 down here. We're going to select R space squiggly 2, and then it will always be the first squiggly 2 in front of the villager word, right? This is a lesson in find and replace. Sometimes you've got to think a little bit beyond the bit you want to change, just so you don't accidentally change something that's the same in a different part of the command, right? So actually we need to go a bit bigger than that. Sorry, we need to do it like this. Yeah, we need to select R squiggly 2 and then the next squiggly, and then we need to replace it with the exact same thing, but we're putting a number on the end this time. So we're going to make sure all the villagers in this list spawn 2 blocks above the previous one. So by making sure that we include that R, we're always going to target the middle squiggly, right? So then we replace all, and again 12 occurrences were replaced. So now all of the middle squigglies are 2 blocks, and this means we've created the same set of villagers for the jungle biome, and they're going to be summoned in 2 blocks above. So the next step would be to do that for the other 5 village types, and sometimes it's a good idea to think through what order you're doing things in here. So we're going to replace this with 4 now, and we've done all of those. Now we'll remember what we're finding and replacing. So I've copied this a few times over. If we go into the next one and do the same thing again, instead of putting a 4, we'll put a 6. So we're preparing to change the village names after, but we just have this in memory already, so it's a little bit quicker to do that first. I believe I may have just learned something. If I highlight that word it automatically puts it in here. That's really handy. I like that. I didn't know that. Okay, so now we have this document with the deserts and then the jungle villages. So then we will simply copy and paste all of this right here, which is the taiga, paste it at the bottom, and then we do the other ones as well. Okay, now we save the file, example.wall.mc function. It's inside of my functions folder. And the structure for that folder is you have functions inside of villager_wall, which is the name of the, or the name state of the pack, I believe. And that is inside a folder called data, which has pack.mc meta next to it. So I'm going to zip these two files up and turn them into a data pack. I highly recommend getting to grips with commands in this game. If I kill at E and then type equals villager, but also I add in distance 0 to 5 blocks. This was something that was useful to me when I was actually making the video earlier. I needed to do something like this. Did I do something different there? Oh, I forgot to put 2 dots. There we go. Yeah, bit of a strange one, but it's useful nonetheless. Anyway, let's get rid of that. Get rid of all the villagers. The ones over there, by the way, they were from the thumbnail of the other video. Leave a comment if you got that right from the beginning. If you saw that in the beginning and thought, that's from the thumbnail, well done you. Anyway, function. We have example wall. Let's hope everything has gone correct, and it has. And there it is, a wall of villagers. So we have the desert, then was it the taiga, then the plains, the snowy, the savanna, the swamp, and no, the plains are at the top, so the jungle was somewhere down here. No, the jungle is this one. I love the jungle textures, the little leafy hats. So brilliant. There you go. A wall of villagers. That's how it was done. This is really just a lesson in sort of like working with commands and batch processing them to change numbers and values. So you can create something like this without having to individually type all of the commands and do something that's a real pain in the butt. So yeah, I hope you found it useful. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.